see what happens. Hold on.
Yeah, it's broke.
What'd you break?
Well, you fucked it up.
What happened? Oh, the sign?
My freebie.
Broke the free sign?
I don't know if it was already broke or I broke. I don't think I broke it in the
Did you
car.
find it at a tag sale somewhere?
Partially drunk fucking iced tea's fine. I'm shaking that. Scott the best baker. I'll shovel off my deck again in the morning.
Leave it there a few days, it'll melt.
I just want to get rid of this big pile.
Still got a sandwich.
Pretty good. It's got a modern camera too, not like some old 1970s.
Yeah.
Mm.
Camera machine, doesn't really modern camera.
Do you have anything like that down at the yard?
Yes.
Oh, you do?
Got one right on the front door. Been there for years.
One of these?
Oh no, a little one.
Oh,
They're on the video surveillance.
Hmm.
In the old days, it used to be bullshit, but now it's telling the truth. So
I never paid attention.
Yeah, I never.
yeah, it's been on the front door a long time.
And that's the thing, you never knew. Nowadays, it's like.
I mean, it's got expected almost.
Yeah, there's
it's like
cameras
that old
everywhere.
sign. Yeah,
Absolutely
that's
everywhere.
Probably, the odds of one not being.
Yeah.
To protect them, you know? Somebody slipping the phone and trying to pull
Oh, yeah.
an insurance scam, or somebody actually stealing something, or whatever.
Alright.
Boys, good way still?
Yep, I think we're all set.
And no black stain on the sheet.
All right, Mike.
Tea cat food.
What's this?
Which is the kitty cat food? All of this? You got a bag or something you put that in? Because I'm gonna have to carry this over the ice, and I really don't want to.
Look at that.
It'll have to work.
Huh?
It'll have to do. There's something with handles. That's a good idea.
All right, boys.
All right, Mike. Till next time. We got a flood over here from the truck. Oh, fresh powder. Oh, a nice breeze. Uh-huh. All right, my sandwich doesn't get squished. The hell, somebody pulling a Mike's driveway?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Where the hell is that? Well, he gonna move now. He see how fast he moved? Yeah, real quick. See how fast. How fast he moved. I put my
Somebody
lights on.
must
Now
have
he's
turned
stopping
around.
again. Yeah, he ain't here. He ain't. Happened once in my brother's house. We were coming down the driveway, and it was like on a steep road with a hill. And some old guy just stops, and I'm wailing on the horn. He's not even looking at me. My mom called the fucking police, and then the police finally they came quick, came right up there, and then took the guy out of the car. Unbelievable.
Maybe he had Alzheimer's or something.
Do you mind? You know, fuck. Then another time, some guy come up on the property, and it turned out to be the groundskeeper of the previous owner or something, and he called 9. A guy walking around the house. I said,
Tell me about that. I know all about people coming on the property shouldn't be there.
You know, I said, what the hell? I said, call 911. What the guys looking in the window and shit? 2 cops came right up the freaking driveway. And then they we see is this, the guy like that. He said, let's go, hands. And then he got in, and, you know.
I would just unlock the back door and left it ajar and let him come inside for a little chat. Because as he came to the door, he'd feel something cold pressed into the back of his neck. You got $500 in your pocket, buddy boy, because that's the fee I charge.
My brother got somebody. A couple of hunters came on, and you know, and then one of them walked up near the deck. Boom!
Ooh, free guns.
911 called up, and
now that I definitely wouldn't have called 911.
they came up onto the deck and they looked in the house and called.
I would have gone out the front door, circled around behind them, and said, "Boys, thank you for the free guns. You may leave them right there while you depart." Your watches and rings too.
No, actually, the police confiscated the guns.
That's what I would have done.
They came up quick too. Then they came up the driveway, boop, boop, hit the lights, and they came right out and said, "Put the guns down." Damn.
Your guns now belong to me. But you're on my property, on my porch, looking in my windows. I'm thinking about just plain shooting you and taking the guns off your bodies. Which do you prefer? Here you go, sir. Enjoy. Have a great day. We'll be leaving now.
So I take it she didn't come to the parking lot? No,
Who?
Terry didn't come to the parking lot today?
Yeah, she was there.
Oh, she was?
Yeah. She had to go out because Billy ran out of coffee. And her too. One of her addictions is caffeine.
You can make coffee for cheap.
Well, yeah, I don't know what they do, but they do it, well, not to buy actual coffee grounds. And not
Oh.
She was shopping.
I was like, wait a minute, coffee's $3 and $4 and $5.
No, not that coffee.
Oh.
Coffee they make at home.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
So it's just another of her addictions, just like alcohol, and pills. So you really had no idea who Sharon Tate was?
Well, I knew that I just couldn't. Famous name from the 60s, late 60s, that's all I remember.
Well, she was an actress.
That was Polanski's wife?
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
She was 8 months pregnant.
Now, when was a husband tying kids up in the basement? When was that?
That would have been much later than that. Polanski was young in the 60s. They were in their 20s or something like that. I forget exactly how many victims there were in the house. I think there were at least 4. And there was a kid that was living in the gatehouse or whatever, and they shot him in the car coming in the driveway. He had the misfortune to be either leaving or returning right as they arrived, the killers arrived. Then, of course, Sharon and the baby. And there was a two or possibly 3 family friends in the house they killed also. The knife being the preferred weapon for the murders. Except the kid they shot. Vicious little cocksuckers. No, they got caught. Now, while their generation went on to other things, they rotted in jail. They're killing people for no reason at all. They didn't know those people. They just picked them at random. Could have been anybody's house they went to that night, you know? Doubt they even knew who Sharon Tate and Roman Polanski were. You know? Oh!
Yeah. Mike will fix that.
I think time will fix it.
Just let it melt.
Yep. What else are you gonna do? You can't snowblower it, it's friggin' ice.
On top of everything else that we already got.
Yeah. Well, if it gets that warm next week, it should be melting pretty quick because there's bound to be salt mixed into that shit. Tell you what, there's not much salt in this fucking street, is there?
There's not much in the state. I heard there's a shortage.
Oh, big time. Well, piece of what happened down south, too. A lot of salt had to be sent down there. Yeah.
And then my favorite is everybody's going to school Thursday morning, all in New York. All right, get out there and go to school. School's open. Meanwhile, Connecticut at 4 o'clock the day before said, I don't know.
Next week we'll find out what happens on Walking Dead. Seems like they're holed up in a pretty good place for now.
Only 3 people showed up.
Well, mostly by chance, and there was no plans to meet there or to go there.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's for you.
But there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of zombies walking around there, so Carl took care of the 3 of them. Well, there's still one in that house. And who knows how many in the other houses, but they're locked up. What you'd really be doing is playing a waiting game. Sooner or later, the zombies, they are slowly deteriorating. The one that fell over on Carl, you could see the worms and shit crawling, the maggots on him.
Yeah.
So, obviously, given enough time, they will deteriorate to the point where they're no longer ambulatory or capable of it. The tendons and everything will snap, and bones and muscle will go, and they won't be able to even move. But, so if you just walk around them and don't let them bite you, and even eventually, even that much will be gone. But it's a matter of waiting. It could take years. And keep a low profile. Sneak around eating canned food until that time comes. Then try to rebuild whatever you can of your life until you die, and then become another zombie.
Hopefully the deer is not infected.
Doesn't seem to have affected the animals. We see no zombie critters.
Terry pissed about?
Pissed? Snowball?
I don't know, before I said she was pissed off about something.
I have no idea. Oh yeah, she threw a little snowball at me in the parking lot. I said, yeah, you gotta pay for that as soon as I'm done eating. You're gonna pay. Okay.
So she already owed you for that $4 you gave her, or $5.
And we get out to the car. Get in there, and she said something or something. I was okay, that's it, now you're getting a snowball. I made her reach out the door, and she fucking attacks me. No. Well, look, You really think I'm gonna take a snowball and smash it all over the inside of the old man's car when he's gonna be sitting? Yeah, okay, I don't think so. I'm gonna get it. So I just waited. The old man came up, unloaded his groceries into the trunk, everything like that. He gets in the car, and as I'm trying to leave, I grab a nice big handful of snow. Whew, boom, right on the chin. Told ya. So you start a snowball fight when there's enough snow here I can bury you in it? I don't think that's a good idea for you. That's a lose-lose situation.
That's why she came out in that.
She wasn't even wearing fucking gloves. I told you she had to. No coffee in the house. They're both addicted to it.
And he's not even working. He's on disability, which is half of his paycheck.
Yep. And her eyes are completely shot. The other one needs to be done or whatever. So bad, she gets in the car and asks me why the gas light is on the dash. So what the hell are you talking about? I haven't even put the key in the ignition. And I look over, it's the open door icon. No, very clear. You know how it looks with the little square.
I can see everything.
Not just, I mean, you know what an open door icon looks like on a dashboard?
Yeah.
And I said, you're a foot and a half away from that dashboard. You cannot tell me that you can't see that's not a gas can. It's an open door icon. Oh no, I can't. So that's frightening. Well, motor vehicle's okay with it. I'm not okay with it.
She had the one eye done.
Yeah, but they don't have any money for the other one. I said, that's what Obamacare's for.
So what does she do? Like wear a fake lens?
I guess, I don't know. This is what Obamacare's for.
What my brother did was he still wore the glasses, but he took the glass out of the one eye. So he put his glasses on for about 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. So they did the one eye first, then he popped the glass out, so then do whatever, and then he had the other eye done. That was it.
Well, she can't get the other eye done. I guess they don't have enough money to do it.
So did she take the glass out of the other eye?
I have no idea. Well, she doesn't wear glasses usually.
Oh.
Except for reading or some shit like that. She got a dime store pair of reading glasses. You shouldn't be, in bad weather like this, you should not be out on the road. You're a danger to yourself and others.
So what was the week before? She said King's, she went up to with the sister, right?
Oh yeah, got super shit-faced with the sister. Literally falling down drunk, apparently. It's how she put it herself, in her own words. And she just passed out completely a couple of times. Once in the bathroom and then again on the couch. And apparently the niece got a whole bunch of good blackmail photos of her.
I thought she wasn't old enough to...
The niece is not old enough to drink. The niece was operating a camera.
Oh. How old is she now?
Late teens, I guess. Somewhere in there. Although they are plying the kid with liquor.
Ugh.
Tells me this on camera. Her and her sister both. What the hell's the matter with you? You want to have this go on for another generation?
What's her name?
I forget. Sure, if I thought about it, I could remember, but I'm too fucking tired.
We're down in Mayapack they live. Actually, if he's working at that temple, they can't be too far from there.
Yeah, Mike knows. It's a gated estate to that real estate developer, the ex-cop.
Oh, they're still renting from the ex-cop?
Yeah.
Ah. Who better to rent from?
Yeah. He knows exactly how to deal with them.
What's their rent?
I have no idea. Like the kid sitting there eating that whole bucket of nothing. Yeah, screw it. What's he got to lose, I don't think he needs to worry about diabetes or bad teeth at that point. He knows his life expectancy is like days any given time. But they are kind of stupid about the armaments and shit. It's just common sense. For one thing, who would be wearing short sleeves? At least denim or leather motorcycle jackets and shit. Because, these things they're still human beings. They're still human bodies. They have human teeth, not animal canines or Dracula fangs and shit.
Metal teeth.
Yeah. It's not like that guy Jaws with the metal teeth.
Yeah.
You cannot bite through heavy leather. So you can save your life simply wearing a motorcycle jacket. And maybe something around your neck, perhaps, even a scarf. Or a helmet, police riot gear, something like that. Might be a little hot in the Georgia fucking sunshine, but then again, if you go out in the daylight, unprotected, outside of your little compound or whatever, that's what you need to wear. Police riot gear and better weapons. And frankly, I wouldn't go to the shitter with that one. I'd be heavily armed. Multiple sidearms, long arm,
They
extra ammo.
reenacted another scene when Rick Fair thought he was The Walking Dead. And Herschel had the same thing in the jail cell when they thought they lost him.
Yeah. And frankly, I would get myself a nice 22 rifle. The object is to destroy the brain. A 22 caliber long rifle will do that very easily. These are not armored targets. You wouldn't be firing at them from 800 yards away, although you could. A simple, small 22, pop, dead zombie, pop, dead zombie. Most 22 rifles, even tubular magazine ones, they hold like 15, 16, even 17 rounds. And you sit there and snipe these things all day long. Just keep popping them. You can carry enough ammunition in your pockets, thousands of rounds if you wanted to. Comes 500 rounds of brick. You could easily pack 8-9 bricks in a pack.
How much is that now, that 22 that you said would never go up?
22 is skyrocketing in price.
Jesus.
It's comes and it goes out like the same day. People are stockpiling it, they're hoarding it.
That was the cheapest in the 1980s?
Oh, back in the 80s, we used to pay like what? 16, 17,000 brick? So less a lot of times back. Oh, the 80s a lot less, yeah.
What was the brick back like, say, 84, 85?
$10.
What is it now?
Oh God, if you get fined, you might even pay $50.
God.
If you could, the problem is just not so much paying for it, is that the shelves get cleared off as soon as it arrives in a lot of places. I hear the same story all over the damn country.
Well, they sell it at Walmart, right?
Yeah, well, no, they sell it at any gun store and Walmart, places like that.
So they probably got, hookups at the store. We'll be putting it at 11 o'clock, right at lunchtime.
Yeah, there are people that know the truck schedules and shit and know when it comes out on the floor,
Yeah.
and they're lined up waiting for it. I mean, I always had a good stockpile of 22 long rifles, so I'm not worried about that. I have enough to shoot for my lifetime, but people that usually just buy one box of 50 rounds, they're running a little short.
Yeah.
Or who like run Boy Scout camps and stuff where they need a lot of rounds because they got multiple shooters all the time on the summertime and shit like that. They're fucked also. I mean, it is the most popular round there is. Billions and billions of rounds are fired every year all over the world. But usually there's a sufficient supply for that until now. Ammunition manufacturers simply cannot keep up with the demand.
She could work at one of those ammo factories. They're working night
God
and day.
help us.
3 shifts.
Yeah. A 22 pistol and a 22 rifle and just sit there and pop zombies. Eventually, kill off most of the ones in your immediate vicinity. You have to go hunting. And then, like, what else you got to do? But of course, they ignore the fact that none of those people would be alive at all. Within weeks, they'd all be dead because the nuclear power plants would have gone by then. there would be no place in the continental United States that would be radiation free at the end of that time. Because there are nuclear plants scattered from one end of this country to the other, and each and every one of them would have gone China. Boom. Nuke plants cannot survive without a steady supply of electricity, either from their own generators or from their own dynamos, because they have to keep those cooling liquids, water, running over those rods as they cool. And if they don't, what happens is the water begins to boil in the cooling pools. Not in the reactor. The reactor they can actually turn off or put in stasis, but those cooling pools are always hot and need constant cooling.
Fukushima 50.
Yeah. Fukushima was actually the reactor, a damaged reactor, not a damaged cooling pool. That's a whole different thing. The cooling pool is where they put the rods that power the reactor after they're depleted, but they're still extremely radioactive and still very hot. They're giving off enormous amounts of heat. So they have to put them in a pool and run water over them constantly. That's what those emergency generators are for. To be running water constantly over those and the main reactor too, when it's active. But if you take away the power and the water stops flowing, you're left with just the water in a pool, and eventually it starts to boil off. And once it does, the heat will exponentially rise and just China syndrome, basically. It'll melt right into the damn ground until it hits groundwater, and then a catastrophic explosion.
What was wrong with 3 Mile Island? They misread.
That was also a reactor.
They misread
It almost melted down. Yeah, they had a melt. Well, they did melt down. Started to anyway.
Carter didn't have a good administration between those hostages and.
Well, that was the one crisis Jimmy Carter actually handled pretty well. You know, I don't know what O would have done with that one, but Carter was a nuclear engineer. He understood nuclear power plants, nuclear technology. He actually went to 3 Mile Island in the middle of the crisis. He was right. He was there on the ground, and the whole nation saw him there, and they all said, I mean, myself thinking, well, you know, if he's there, you know, it can't be that bad. He's the president. But it was that bad, and it's actually worse than they actually knew. It was years before they could send a camera in there and see that, in fact, it had started to melt down. We were very, very close to a catastrophic disaster.
I remember that.
That would have had ramifications for us to this very day. But in that world of The Walking Dead, what happened to all those nuclear plants? And not just the nuclear plants, the chemical plants too. There are plants around this country manufacturing all kinds of caustic substances. And when you shut the power off to places like that, bad things begin to happen. You know, there's certain kinds of chemicals that need to be kept cool, otherwise they begin to rapidly expand, turn to gas, and turn explosive, and they're extremely caustic to the environment. You know,
Chernobyl.
yeah, that would be the nuke plants, but when the chemical plants go, well, that's another type of disaster. You're poisoning the environment, the water tables, everything. You can't just turn off the power and expect there to be no ramifications. Nuclear plants have enough diesel fuel generally for 2 weeks to keep the emergency generators going. And if they don't get a resupply at the end of that 2 weeks and those generators shut down, you're fucked. Well, where the hell are you going to run to? Your best shot be putting out to sea, to tell you the truth. Heading for some little island, some uninhabited little island someplace, any place. Hope to survive there, you know, until your time comes.
Fish.
Yeah. Live like Tom Hanks in that movie, Castaway there. Maybe in Tahiti somewhere, or down there, maybe around one of the Philippine Islands, somewhere remote. And far enough away so that you might escape some of the radiation. And that's, of course, assuming there isn't some last-minute nuclear exchange also. Someone doesn't need to press the button on their own territory or somebody else's. Or somebody's fail-safe's going off, you know. Launch on warning. remember somebody who works in the industry. He's an engineer, and actually, like Jimmy Carter was. I was, telling about not 3 Mile Island, about Indian Point. He said, don't. He knew about the Indian Point facility and some of its negatives, but he said, don't worry about the reactor. The reactor's hardened. You're not going to crack that. Terrorism, whatever. Worry about the cooling pools because they are not hardened. They're just a regular shed. They're a building. A regular steel prefab type building. Nothing special about them. You could crash one of those. And if you do, there's a huge disaster. It's catastrophic. Worry about that, he goes. I said, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. It's nice to have new things to worry about. Why can't you just lie to me and tell me not to worry about anything? Well, there's nothing I can do about it anyway.
I can't remember which sub he commissioned there in 79.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Hey, he commissioned a sub.
Carter's biggest problem, other than being a Democrat, was the fucking... He had difficulty delegating. He tried to micromanage everything. And it just turned into a clusterfuck, basically. He petered out. But he wasn't a bad person, He was a politician. He knew how to play his cards right. And he had served in the military. He was a Navy man.
Police.
And he does deserve credit for what he did when he got out of office. Not helping Bill Clinton in Haiti or any shit like that, but the man builds houses for the poor. I mean, what the hell? You can't say too many bad things about a guy who's president of the United States, has plenty of money, can do any damn thing he wants, and he spends all of his time building houses for the poor. I mean, that's, I bet Jimmy loves Obama. Because it took Obama to make Jimmy Carter look good. It really did. Until Obama came along, everybody thought Jimmy Carter was the worst president since, Buchanan or some shit like that.
I remember my dad, he don't remember saying this. He said, Christ, he gets reelected, I'm moving to Europe.
Yeah.
I remember he said that back then.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was a bad situation back then. We really had a shitty thing going. The economy was in shambles.
Hostages.
Gas crunch was going on, the hostage situation. And nothing was going right.
3 Mile Island.
3 Mile Island was early.
It wasn't his fault, but it's just another,
That crisis was already over by the election in 1980, but, the economy wasn't. That was front and center. People were suffering pretty bad. I remember waiting in the long gas lines and shit.
Oh, with your grandfather?
Yeah, my parents, everybody else. Everybody was at that time. You saw them everywhere you went.
No, I know, I remember. Like it was yesterday.
And Ronald Reagan.
I always wondered how my dad got gas. I said, how does he get gas all the time when you see these lines? I said, how does he, I always wondered that.
By waiting, like everybody else. Somewhere sooner or later, he had to wait. And Reagan came along, he had new, fresh ideas, new promise. He just sounded a lot more confident, a lot better.
Fixed everything.
Yeah.
I can say I served under that administration.
Yep. Reagan America. And he did end the Cold War. Outspending the Soviets. He knew that's all you really had to do. Break them financially.
Saw Nancy Reagan in 2003. Came through the air terminal.
Oh, yeah?
Flew on our own plane, bodyguards, everything. Frail.
Oh, yeah, she's very old.
Short, she's short and frail. That was 03.
Yeah.
So what are the job prospects for the week?
No, nothing. There's nothing.
Just she can't see and she got no money?
Yeah. Temp agency not calling, this, that, the other thing. They're not going to call you back, I told her.
for
You've been
all
fired
this.
from how many jobs now through them?
Oh, you know that the CEO or the president
Holy shit!
made a phone call to the temp agency.
Oh yeah, I imagine so. It looks bad for them. You know, if the people they place keep getting freaking fired.
Not the admin secretary, but the actual president.
Yeah.
Probably called, or probably might have even went there.
Who knows?
Probably no. I bet you the president went there to the temp agency in person. Said, "I want to speak to who's in charge here."
What the hell is this crap you're sitting in? You know? What's the matter with you people?
I think that's what the president must have done.
Ronald Wilson Reagan. Well, somebody must have had an accident somewhere. I mean, the first thing that happened when his administration was minutes old, the hostage crisis ended. The Iranians did not want to fuck with Ronald Reagan. They were afraid of him even then. And so were the Soviets. They didn't know what to make of him.
The fucking Arabs knew it was coming.
Yep. He blasted Gaddafi shortly after that.
Yeah, that was yike.
Then he got shot.
He's still around, isn't he?
John Hinckley is actually out of prison.
No, not Hinckley. Gaddafi.
Gaddafi is dead. They killed him over there.
A couple of years ago.
During the uprising in Libya.
Yeah, about a year ago.
About a year ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they killed his ass and his son, too.
And his son, yeah.
Paraded his corpse through the streets. Bye-bye, Muammar.
So is Hinckley dating?
No.
What's her face?
Oh, he's on the court order still.
Jodie Foster or whatever.
He's not allowed anywhere near her, but he's allowed out on supervised visits with his parents.
God.
It's ridiculous, but that's what they do.
How's James Brady doing?
Same as always, in a wheelchair.
Stuttering, slurring.
Uh-huh. And Reagan felt after he survived that, he almost didn't survive it. He came very close to dying, and when it was over, he felt that he had a mandate from God.
His approval rating went through the roof after that.
Definitely he did. Oh, yes. But he felt after that he had a mandate to end the Cold War and the proliferation of nuclear arms. He felt that that was his mission. He did. Everything he did had a one single-minded focus. End it. Anyway, any means we have to do, we will do. If it means supplying arms to anti-communist rebels in South America illegally to the Iranians or whatever, we'll do it. If it means whatever
All
we're
over
doing,
north.
yeah. And unlike some presidents I could name, when he got caught doing something, he owned up to it. And he didn't blame everybody around him, you know?
I like Curtis' speech at the end of that movie, Argo.
Yeah. At least here the roads are a little bit wider.
Well, like I said, it'll be melting in a couple of 3-4 days.
It's not going to melt that fast, though. Even if it does get up to 50 degrees, it's still going to be for a few hours in the afternoon. You know, it's not like in the real spring when it's going to be that way all day and into the night. We need day and night high temperatures to melt this much fucking snow that quickly. We'll be looking at this for a while, yeah.
Hopefully we won't get no more of this.
Well, you know how March can be, and February's not over yet either. Only halfway through the month, official today.
short month, huh?
Yeah. With winters like this, generally have a nice little surprise in March.
Ha!
Just when you think it's finally safe. The snow's almost melted, spring's almost here, and then 2 feet of snowfall. At least when it happens, then you know it's not going to be around forever.
This is pretty bad. What'd you get in the yard?
I have easily over 2 feet of snowpack.
God.
Close to 3 in some spots, I think. Oh, 14, 15 inches the other day. Another, 12 to 14 inches the week before that. Plus, there was already several inches of snow on the ground.
Yeah.
It's fucking me up because people want parts and I can't get them. My eBay customers and shit. Put on hold a number of little projects I had going on. It's just blowing around. Reagan 484, Reagan 484. I remember that.
One person apparently that doesn't have to worry about all this is Chicky.
I don't know what's going on with him. I mean, he just might have moved on somewhere. Who the hell knows? Or he's keeping a low profile
To
somewhere.
where and with what money?
Well, remember, he doesn't have wheels, so
What did his friend at the hospital say when he came in?
he had been employed there for some time, but he had been trying to get his job back. But he didn't know anything about his current problems.
Oh, you didn't tell him that,
No, I told him a chick he'd been in trouble because I thought he was still working at the hospital. He said, he's not here. So, well, I guess he's not going to be for a while either. I don't really know who I would ask to find out if he's locked up or not.
Well, what if you went to the court asylum here to visit a prisoner and just assume that he's there? And,
There's no guarantee he's there. He could be upstate.
oh,
If he got more than a year, he could be in Dannemora, Sing Sing, anywhere.
they wouldn't tell you
Attica.
anyway, would they?
No, they wouldn't.
He wouldn't go to the Stormville, would he?
Greenhaven is another pot. Any state prison. Wherever there's room.
Damn. Fuck that.
It'd be a very bad time for him if he's in prison, let me tell you.
Why?
Well, you know, he's not exactly a big, strong, hulking type. Hardened criminal sort. You know, nice petite white boy with girl's hair, forget it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Never mind that you're locked up in prison. Now you got to go through a whole new
Yeah.
somebody's bitch.
Well, you know what? He had every opportunity to change. Didn't have to come to that.
And all that money he had.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nobody burned through that but him. There's always help if you really want to get rid of an alcohol addiction. You can go to the church, you can go to the government, state, whatever, they will help you. But after a while, you know, you have to be the one who wants to do it. You don't want to. And that's that. You're going to suffer the consequences of your actions. DUIs and shit are against the law. When you keep having them, you will get put away in prison.
Boy, salty here. Did you plow all this?
In front of the house here, yes, I bucketed it with the machine, the loader.
just open?
No, don't turn in there. Oh my God, don't do that. Be 10 hours digging the car out. There's mountains of snow in there.
Where's Tiger?
Waiting outside the door for me, probably. Well, it's not like it's that frigidly cold at night for him either. Hi, Scott.
That should be our next weekend. I'll let you know.
I'm getting a 4-minute warning on the camera. Letting me know that we're about to run out of video space.